Hello, everybody. I've been MIA for a few days. My brother had a massive heart attack. Just got home. I didn't want to post that I was gone. I was in Arizona. Um, I was working on Friday. After, let me tell you how my week went. So, my mother had a CT scan for her chest because her fistula is not working. And we went in for the CT scan, which I should have been able just to bring her home. No, they had to put an IV and dye in her hand, and they didn't get the dye all the way into her vein. So when she came out of the CT room, her hand was like blown up, like swollen. I was like, oh my God. So they put a hot compress on it. She had an aid. They said it was going down. And they said if it, you could tell I look tired. If it gets worse, bring her into urgent care. So I said, okay, put the hot compress on, take her to go get something to eat, stop at the store. We're thinking, because it was going down, we're thinking, okay, it was okay. I was like, okay, I can go home, go back to work. I come out of Tractor Supply because I had to stop by the store to get some more shredded wood, and I got chicken wire to put around the cage. She looked at me. She said, "We gotta go to urgent care." It started swelling back up. We were in urgent care all day on Thursday, all day. So then, after this video, I'm eating me an Uncrustable. I know it ain't good, but that's dinner. So I get up, start working. I'm working on agreements. I'm getting stuff done. It's Friday. I'm like, it's pretty much most Fridays are a slower day where people aren't contacting you. No, that didn't happen. I had to get on a call with somebody. I'm doing this sub agreement for this contract, and all of a sudden I get a message from my brother's best friend who happens to be an RN, and she owns her own hospice. And she was actually out of the country. My brother's girlfriend contacted her and said we had to call the ambulance for my brother. So I get this message. She said, "Precious, call me 911." And immediately I just got like hot, and I started sweating because it's my brother. I knew it was my brother. So I kept calling her, but it wouldn't go through. So she had messaged me on Instagram. So I immediately just called her on Instagram, and I wrote down, I have this orange post-it note here. And I just started writing notes, and it said that he said that he wasn't feeling well, and told his girlfriend call an ambulance. What he had was a widowmaker heart attack. Not his first heart attack. He's had a stroke, and he's had three other. He had like a serious heart attack, and then he had two other small ones. Okay, no, two other small ones. So this is number 3. So his main artery, which is the widowmaker, was clogged, and his right ventricle wasn't working. My brother is a big, burly guy. He's 6 foot something. He's stocky. He used to be an athlete. He's a big guy, and so he's not morbidly obese. He's just thick. And I said, "Oh my God!" So she's telling me everything, and had him on a ventilator and all that. And then I said, but when something like that happens, and she knew it because when we got to Arizona, she said, I know that I needed to get in contact with Precious, because Precious just like goes into robot mode and starts doing stuff. So I said, what's his girlfriend's name? What's her number? Right away I called her. I go, she answered the phone. Hello. I go, hi, this is Brian's sister. What's going on? I said, okay, I'm getting a hotel room. I'm renting a car. We'll be there tonight. Call called my bosses. They didn't answer, and then one called back. He said, Precious, take care of your family. I said, I'm taking my work computer with me, had my work phone with me, had my personal computer with me. I took it all with me. But this is on Friday, so technically I don't have to work. Got the hotel, got the rental that day, called Enterprise. I was like, I need the car. I told my mom, I said, we got to pick up the car by 3. We was there by 2, got the car. I had clothes in the closet. I just went like this, threw it in, threw my medicine, threw everything. Got my mom, let's go. Got us an SUV, hightailed it to Arizona. From where I live, it usually takes like 3 hours. We left a little bit after 4. We were in Arizona by 9:04 Arizona time, because right now we fall back, but Arizona time doesn't change. So when I left at 4 something, it was 5 something there. So we had, of course, have to stop, use the bathroom, gas up. One time, got to the hotel, and by the time we probably didn't get to bed till midnight, and the doctor said, well, they could come. And I said, no, we're not going to come. I said, we're not going to come to the hospital, but we were there in the morning. And I told his girlfriend, I said, we moved really slow because my mom was really slow, and got there. And after I had talked to her that day on Friday, I had told her and his best friend, I said, how am I going to tell my mom that her child may not live another day? How do you tell someone that? And so I had all these Post-it notes, these orange Post-it notes on my hand. And I get up and I said, I'm walking in here. I said, Mom, we need to talk. And first thing she says, what did I do now? And I said, you did nothing wrong. I said, you need to put the TV on mute. And I said, it's Brian. And immediately tears start coming to her eyes. I said, he's alive. And she said, okay. And I told her, I started reading the notes. I told her what happened. She said, are we going tomorrow? I said, we're going tonight. I got the hotel. I got the car. I said, we're going tonight. And she said, oh, okay. I said, start packing, get dressed. And remember, my mother has dialysis Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we make it, we get there, and there are probably like 15 people in the waiting room. He's in ICU. He's incubated. He has a catheter. It was just hard seeing him. It was very hard seeing him like that, because when they started talking to me, I kind of cried, but I didn't want to cry in front of my mom, and I've had this cough, and I didn't want to snot up. It was very, very hard. And then my mother's eyes just turned red, and they're like, we really don't want you to touch him because his blood pressure is going up. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. It was a lot. So Saturday we saw him. They had put he still has a clot in his heart that they're looking at. They put a balloon in his main artery, I think, and that was to help the heart. And I think they put some stents in there. So they decided, because he started doing okay, to slowly take him off the ventilator that day. So by like 8 o'clock that night, he was taken off. So the heart's doing okay, but then they're worried about the kidney function now, and his right lung was full of fluid, so he has pneumonia. And so they sit him up, and he's coughing, and he has this section in his hand, so he's suctioning mucus. Sorry to be graphic, and it was hard for my mom to see him like that. So, but he was doing okay. And I had told the nurse, I said, he uses a BiPAP at night. She's like, he uses a BiPAP? And I said, yeah. So me and my mom went to go eat, and then we go back to the hotel, and we talked to his girlfriend, and she was like, he was getting really tired. He was like, can I please go to sleep? And they said, no, you got to cough up all this stuff. So finally they said, you keep coughing it up, and then by 8 o'clock we give you your BiPAP, you go to sleep. He had saw the kids, he was telling the kids, I love you. His voice was kind of scratchy. He saw me and my mom, I love you. blah, blah, blah. And so I know that I had to come back home today because my mom has dialysis. So she missed dialysis today, but she will have it on Wednesday. So I needed to get her back here in time to prepare and go to dialysis. So I was like, if he made it good through the night, I will feel better emotionally and mentally. I will feel better. Get to the hospital and he's laying on with the BiPAP, and they said he's struggling. His heart is doing good, but he's struggling to breathe because of the pneumonia. So they decided, so your respiration is supposed to be like at 20 breaths or whatever, and he was like at 40, so he's just like struggling to breathe. So they decided to incubate him with the ventilation tube again, and I was just like, my God. So this is where we are. I just been praying and praying. I told all the brothers in my kingdom, I've been telling all my friends, just praying for him because he's 7 years younger than me, and this should not be happening. He has 2 teenage kids, and this should not be happening. He should be seeing his kids graduate from high school. He should be seeing them graduate from college, and he's not gone. I don't plan on him being gone. I'm staying prayed up right now. My mother was reading the daily text in the car. This is very hard for me. When my cousin passed away in 2017, she had a brain aneurysm Christmas Eve 2016, and I was in shock over that. And my cousin, who's a doctor, who was going to the hospital with my aunt, the doctor basically finally said, we cannot do any more surgeries on her. And my cousin was a year and a half younger than me, and I'm just sitting at home, working from home, and I remember I was on a conference call, a telephone conference call, and people are talking, and I have my computer on, and I'm just sitting in this office bawling. And the hardest thing for me on Friday was to walk in there to my mother and tell her that her child may be dying. I mean, just... So, I've been MIA since Friday. I did catch Broke Farmers Live for a minute and then got off. And, yeah. I'm in shock right now. And, I'm just praying my brother comes through this, because this I don't know if my mom's gonna be able. My mother has a lot of faith. We both have a lot of faith. We believe in a resurrection. We know that according to the scriptures, you die, we're gonna see you again. But my mother is not ready to let go of any of her children at this time. And I don't want to let go of any of my siblings at this time. This last year has just been a roller coaster. My dad went missing. Even though me and my dad are technically not that close, I don't harbor any ill will against him, and that was hard to see him missing. I was dealing with stress and anxiety from work, got a new job, just dealing with my mom in December. She was in the hospital Christmas Eve and was there for days. I had the flu twice coming out of that, and now my brother's had a massive heart attack. on top of little frivolous stuff like gophers, I just went outside, checked on the chickens. Marcos was actually out there feeding the chickens, and another gopher hole, another gopher hole, like just like stupid stuff like that. But yeah, I'm like floored right now. I'm literally floored. For all men, I know most men don't like going to the hospital and taking pills. Take care of yourselves. If you have a family and you die, you don't know what you've done to that family. You don't know what you've done to those children. And when a man dies and leave his children, there are sharks in the water looking. Okay? You just take care of yourself. And my brother is the kind of person, he wants to do everything for everybody and not take care of himself. But the first step in taking care of everyone else is taking care of yourself. I have to take care of myself in order to take care of her. You see? It goes both ways. And unfortunately, my brother has not been taking care of himself. And he was laying there, and I saw a tear, and I wiped a tear from his eye, and then I was rubbing his arm today. And I said, "Ooh, his skin is soft." And he was on the BiPAP, and he said, he shook his head, yeah. I did not want to leave, but I had to leave because I still have caregiving duties with my mother. So I'm kind of torn. Thinking about not driving back out, flying back out. And if I fly back out, I have a place to stay. His best friend has a big house, and I could stay there. And I could probably use his car. I was like, I don't want to use his car. I know how he treats his car. And they started joking. But yeah. They said that he's resting. He's incubated. He's resting, and that's what he needs, is that rest. And I'm just praying he makes it through it. I'm really exhausted. I'm really tired. And I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to eat my Uncrustable here. And put on my PJs and go to bed. So I'm going to end this video like I always do. Please find peace within yourself, and please be peaceable with each other, and take care of yourself. Men, take care of yourself. Black men, please take care of yourself. Go to the doctor. Take your pills. Exercise. Watch your diet. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a ride. So, I love you all. And get some rest this evening. I love you all. Bye.